The final day of filming always carries a different kind of energy, and for Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei, that atmosphere felt even more intense. The set, once filled with routine and repetition, suddenly became a space charged with emotion, nostalgia, and unspoken thoughts. No one could quite predict what would happen, but something about that final episode was bound to leave a lasting impression. As the cameras rolled for the last scenes, Zhang Linghe appeared more focused than ever. His usual calm demeanor was still present, but there was a subtle shift in his expression. It was as if he understood that this moment marked the end of something meaningful, not just professionally but personally as well. Tian Xiwei, on the other hand, carried a bright yet slightly bittersweet energy. Her laughter still echoed across the set, but those who paid close attention could see a hint of emotion lingering behind her smile. She had built strong connections throughout the filming process, and letting go was not going to be easy. The scene they were filming required emotional depth, a moment where their characters faced a turning point. It demanded authenticity, something both actors were known for delivering effortlessly. Yet, this time the line between acting and reality seemed to blur in unexpected ways. When the director called action, everything fell silent. The crew watched closely as Zhang Linghe stepped into his role. His eyes met Tian Xiwei's, and for a brief second, something unplanned flickered across his face. It was not scripted, not rehearsed, but completely genuine. Tian Xiwei responded naturally, her expression softening as she absorbed the moment. The chemistry between them intensified, creating a scene that felt almost too real to be fictional. Even the crew members began to sense that something special was unfolding right before them. As the dialogue progressed, Zhang Linghe delivered his lines with precision, but his tone carried an extra layer of emotion. It was subtle, yet powerful enough to make the scene resonate deeply. His voice wavered ever so slightly, hinting at feelings that went beyond the script. Tian Xiwei mirrored that energy perfectly. Her reaction was not just that of a character, but of someone who truly understood the weight of the moment. Her eyes glistened, capturing a vulnerability that made the scene unforgettable. Then came the unexpected moment. After delivering a particularly emotional line, Zhang Linghe paused, just for a fraction of a second longer than scripted. In that pause, his gaze lingered on Tian Xiwei, as if he was trying to hold onto the moment. It was a spontaneous reaction, one that no one had anticipated. The director didn't cut the scene, sensing that something authentic was happening. The camera kept rolling, capturing every detail of that unscripted exchange. Tian Xiwei seemed momentarily surprised, but she stayed in character. Her response adapted seamlessly, turning what could have been a break in rhythm into a powerful continuation of the scene. It was a testament to her professionalism and emotional intelligence as an actress. The atmosphere on set shifted instantly. The crew, who had witnessed countless takes throughout the production, could feel that this was different. There was a quiet intensity that made everyone hold their breath, unwilling to interrupt the moment. Zhang Linghe's expression softened even further, his eyes reflecting a mix of emotions that were difficult to define. Was it sadness, gratitude, or something more personal? No one could say for sure, but it was undeniably real. When the scene finally reached its conclusion, there was a brief silence before the director called cut. It was not the usual immediate applause or chatter. Instead, there was a moment of stillness, as if everyone needed time to process what they had just witnessed. Tian Xiwei was the first to break the silence, letting out a small laugh that carried a hint of emotion. It was her way of easing the tension, of bringing everyone back to reality after such an intense moment. Zhang Linghe followed with a smile, but it was different from his usual one. There was a softness to it, a quiet acknowledgement of what had just happened. He seemed slightly embarrassed by his spontaneous reaction, yet not regretful. The director praised both actors, noting how their natural chemistry elevated the scene beyond expectations. It was one of those rare moments where everything aligned perfectly, creating something truly memorable. Behind the scenes, the crew couldn't stop talking about what they had witnessed. Many of them believed that Zhang Linghe's reaction was not just part of his acting, but a genuine emotional response to the situation. Tian Xiwei, when asked about the moment, simply smiled and described it as unexpected but beautiful. She didn't elaborate much, leaving room for interpretation and speculation. Zhang Linghe, known for being more reserved, gave a modest response. He credited the atmosphere of the final day and the strong connection between the cast for bringing out such a natural reaction. Fans who later watched the episode quickly picked up on that scene. Social media buzzed with discussions, with many viewers pointing out the subtle pause and the lingering gaze that felt different from the rest of the performance. Some fans interpreted it as a sign of deep mutual respect between the two actors. Others speculated about the possibility of real emotions influencing their performances. Regardless of the interpretation, everyone agreed that the scene was incredibly powerful. The beauty of that moment lay in its authenticity. It was not something that could be planned or recreated. It happened naturally, driven by the emotions of the actors and the significance of the final day. For Zhang Linghe, it was a reminder of how deeply he had immersed himself in the role. For Tian Xiwei, it was a testament to the connection she had built with her co-star throughout the journey. Moments like these are what makes storytelling so compelling. They blur the lines between fiction and reality, allowing audiences to feel something genuine and profound. As filming wrapped up, there was a sense of closure, but also a lingering emotion that stayed with everyone involved. The final episode was not just the end of a story, but the culmination of countless shared experiences. Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei shared a quiet moment off-camera, exchanging a few words that were not captured by the audience. It was a simple interaction, yet it carried the weight of everything they had been through together. The crew began packing up, the set slowly returning to its empty state. The laughter, the intensity, and the spontaneous moments all became memories, preserved only in the footage and in the hearts of those who were there. For fans, that final episode became a highlight, not just because of the storyline, but because of the authenticity that shone through. It was a reminder that sometimes the most memorable moments are the ones that are not planned. Zhang Linghe's spontaneous reaction became a topic of admiration, showcasing his ability to fully connect with the moment. It added a layer of depth to his performance that resonated with viewers. Tian Xiwei's graceful handling of the situation further solidified her reputation as a talented and intuitive actress. She turned an unexpected moment into something truly special. In the end, that scene stood as a testament to the magic of collaboration, where two actors come together to create something greater than the sum of its parts. It was not just a scene. It was a moment of truth, captured on camera, that would be remembered long after the series had ended. And perhaps that is what made it so powerful. The fact that it was real, fleeting, and impossible to replicate.